All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game 2 of Help versus Jedi. Teams have swapped positions, and now as our green team, our North or Alpha spawn, and we see a Shokaku, a Key, Double Amalfi, a Chapayev, a Kid, and a Cossack. In other words, it seemed to work last time. Let's keep it.
More or less, they swapped the Tarib for the Cossack, but other than that, same
Oh,
lineup.
right. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a small change. It's a small change. It's all right. Opposing them from the south spawn, Jedi returning to the field with Shokaku and Key looking familiar. There's Gooseneck back in his Cleveland. Inflamed coming into the match in a Bayard, Tier 8 French premium cruiser. Tarkin swapping to a Tier 8 Japanese premium Tone, a new release into the game, and fronted again by one Kid and one Tarib. So they've opted to get away from the triple destroyer here, moving Tarkin over to a cruiser and changing one of the Clevelands out for a Bayard.
Makes sense on a map like this. Repositioning isn't necessarily as important as winning the fight at A. At least it seems like what both teams are thinking at this point. So we'll see which team can win that battle.
I am curious as well to see how they make use of Tone's planes, right? Because the cooldown on Tone's planes is longer than that of Issei. It's 3 minutes, so you're realistically going to get into 3, maybe 4 strikes over the course of a match. I'm genuinely curious to see when they opt to push that button and who they send those planes after.
Right, absolutely. As the Tone gets the first, take some damage from that Shoku, the recognition of, hey, this guy needs to be hurt just a little bit.
Indeed.
Of course, it's like an Otago, it's got a heal, it's got the 10-kilometer torpedoes, and the guns are no joke on the ship. So not only does it have those planes as a threat, but it's a full Japanese cruiser as well. Now, I do want to talk briefly about the carrier lineup. I was listening to the studio in between the match, and there's talk about the Shokaku and maybe not being as effective. And I really think it depends on how the carriers are being used. In the last game, it felt like we saw Help's carrier doing a really nice job with the torpedo bombers, either getting in opportunity strikes on the battleships or basically just trying to mess with the destroyers, essentially trying to make these late turtles dance. And even though they didn't, a couple torpedoes actually managed to hit, but more importantly, it forced those destroyers to be on the defensive and exposed them for the team to possibly shoot at them too. Didn't happen as much. Maybe that's why the feeling was that they weren't as effective. Lexington, of course, dive bombers just come right in and just assert dominance. So
yes, that's true against most destroyers. No question. Rubber Band Man dodging a torpedo strike there from the opposing Shokaku, as you noted. Does sneak in, takes a big hit from the Amalfi for his trouble as he gets in. He does duck into the A-cap to bag that early here for Team Jedi.
Yep, there's that SAP coming into play.
And he does take another torpedo.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, the Shokaku's doing just mean things to the destroyers with the torpedoes this game.
And that's the strength of Shokaku torpedoes, is you've got multiple, like, shot after shot after shot after shot, and you can reposition and turn based off what you think the enemy destroyer is doing.
You just keep coming back for more kicks at the can until eventually you land one.
Right. Whereas Lexington torpedo bombers, it's one large spread, which still can be useful, but it depends on how you use it.
Aish's Shokaku trying for the same trick against Rab's Kid. Not really doing much with the torpedoes, but definitely continuing to light the ship up for his teammates.
Well, one of the big differences is Rab's Kid has friends, right? He's right next to Big Joe's Chapayev, so that's a second anti-airfield that those planes have to fly through. Yep,
right there on top of them.
Whereas Rubber Band Man is by himself, so
very alone in that cap.
Yeah, it's only his anti-air that he's dependent on. Now Moff Talkin is once again taking a torpedo. No?
Oh, he did. He did finally get clipped by it. But hey, Tony's got a heal. He'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll buff out.
It'll buff right out. Once again, Shokaku torpedo bombers coming back for Rab on the top end of the cap. Looks like maybe now he's going to give up and shoot at the Chapayev as the smoke is expiring. He's not going to get one in the bow. No, he didn't even get the bow torpedo.
That was Wow.
But Frosty Beverages moving up, looking for a shot on the Chapayev. Just kind of daring Big Joe to stick his bow around that corner.
Now, when you go on this map with only one battleship, you don't have the opportunity to arc over that island like we saw a couple weeks ago. That Chapayev is much safer as a result.
Indeed. Gooseneck already at half health on the bottom end of A, so the JEDI radar cruiser at A under a tremendous amount of pressure already. We're only 6 minutes into the game. Oh, right. They catch the Chapayev trying to move, Zath. Key shots going in. Oh, not much.
Well, don't worry, he'll reload.
keep blowing your horn. I'm reloading.
Yes, exactly. Exactly right. AP dive bombers now on Big Joe.
I don't think he got anything out of that strike. Yep.
Nothing.
All the action going on at Azath, I want to point back, look over on the 7 line at a push that's been developing between the Bayard and the Le Terrible, flexing their speed, trying to put some pressure on this back island cap here.
Well, and that's what we were talking about before. If you sense that there's nothing coming, then it's time to bring the fight to them. Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening here. And Flame now realizing, okay, that's a Cossack. Probably Torp's coming right behind him, so he's going to try to duck into that island. Tactical Notzer.
Maverick landing a big hit on Frosty Beverages back at A. Big chunk of health going away. You can see JEDI really, they are not trading very well. They're quite a bit upside down on health. They have a cap advantage and about a 200-point lead because of that cap advantage, but they are giving up a lot of HP to hold what they have. Closing in on 800 points now. Go ahead.
We're just now watching that replay of Maverick's shot hitting Frosty Beverages, taking him down at half health. Wow.
I want you to look also, Zath. Look at the D line. Look at Furia. Look what he's got spotted on the surface.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Pikora's in trouble.
Here comes the AP.
There it is.
There's the reload boosted AP coming in for the opposing Shokaku.
And if I'm that Bayard, I'm hitting back and hitting reverse as well. And
I'm going to back up and he's exactly what he's doing. He's reversing. You know, his reload booster is going to be going up soon. They see a high value target caught out and exposed. They're absolutely going to try and take him off the board, or at least put some pressure on him. They've got him turned. That'd be a great time for Frosty's guns to get into the game, but I don't think Frosty's got a shot from the angle he's in right now. Yeah, I think he's out of range. He's not even looking.
Yeah. Oh, big fight going down at A now. We have a destroyer slap fight.
So we do. Rab driving into the cap. Help realizing they've got to do something.
There it is. Rab now caught out on radar.
Yeah, Rubber Band Man getting 3 shots on Rab as the radar has Rab picked out and Bandman's concealed in smoke. But the struggle with Kid is putting one down takes a lot of concentrated fire, and at the moment it's just Bandman shooting. There it is. There's the Tone shells. They're gonna get him. They're gonna get him, Zath. That Japanese HE comes in, does the work, and there it is.
There it is. This whole time, looking at Big Joe's Chapayev, I'm like waiting for that radar to pop, so that must have been a slight mistiming there. And that cost him the ship.
First blood going to Team JEDI here. They crossing over that critical 900-point mark, 60 seconds on the timer. Help needs to get a kill or make a big play somewhere. They've wrapped Maverick's key all the way around the cap, but the opposing team, that's JEDI, has done a brilliant job of denying him most of the big shots he might want. And they're focusing out Joe's Chapayev now.
Yep, here comes, look at this, the torpedo bombers too from Atis.
Oh, they're going to get him.
That's going to seal the deal right here.
There it is.
Goodbye.
10 seconds on the timer. Team JEDI is going to...
The Tone came from the other side with the torpedo sandwich, just in case. Beautiful.
Just in case. Lovely.
Beautiful work.
Well, there it is, a flawless victory of their own for Team JEDI. They are absolutely back in this match as we even up at 1-1.
Yes, they are bringing balance back into this tournament.
You were the chosen one! So, a couple of things I want to hit before we kick it back to the studio. One, When we saw the Bayard Tarib push, a flank, I should say, those guys went to B and kind of lurked there for a while. I was curious if they would flex the speed boost and use those ships to kind of add additional pressure. They did. I really like that, right? Because technically you're pushing closer to the carrier. You're pushing into, you don't know it yet, but you expect there to be at least 1 or 2 enemy ships back there. It turns out they were pushing into an Amalfi and a Cossack. That's not exactly an engagement that I like if I'm a Bayard and a Tarib, but it worked. It made the enemy team react, maybe even panic a little bit with their Shokaku coming under fire. And even if they didn't get the cap, they didn't get a kill, the distraction, I think, was enough to really cause some havoc and allow them to make good inroads over the A cap.
That distraction is absolutely important, guys. When when you're doing clan battles or if you're doing your own tournament, and there's that voice chatter, and all of a sudden you hear the carrier player start screaming, "I'm under attack!" crap and swearing as he hits the W key and tries to get out of there. That's drawing your attention away from whatever you're looking at. Even if you're down at A, you're looking at something else.
Yep. Absolutely. Fabulous game by both teams. Let's kick it back to the studio to see what Bogsy and Cal have to say.